Welcome everybody to our weekly Wednesday night team call that is the trifecta of the Power Crew, Team Fit Finances, Team Play Hard, and all of you guys' little teams within our teams. Tonight, as you guys know, we have a special guest speaker, Jake Shebitz. So you guys know I've been building up this call for a couple weeks. So Jake is a personally sponsored coach of mine, kind of by default. It wasn't always that way. There was a coach or two between us that this didn't end up being the right fit for. So like lo and behold, over the years, I ended up adopting him, which was great. We already had forged a really great working relationship. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Jake and his leadership, which I think is really different than what is traditional when we look at, your classic or typical Beachbody coach, in part because he's a guy and there aren't as many male coaches, out there. So just for that reason alone, I think he has a different style. But even if Jake was a chick, I still think he would lead in a really different, unique way. He's not salesy. He's consistent. He does what he needs to do. And so I'm excited to turn the call over to him. The less I say and the more he gives, the better. So you guys are in for a treat. I hope you brought a pen and are ready to take notes. Jake Shebitz from California, take it away.
Well, thank you very much. Hey, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. I know you're living busy lives, so I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as possible. Admittedly, this is a topic I have done one time before. I think there's only one or two of you that have actually heard it prior. So for those of you that have heard this, it'll be hopefully a wonderful refresher and rejuvenator. But for the rest of you that haven't heard this particular topic before, I hope that it's enriching and inspiring and all that good stuff. So what I am going to be talking about today is positive affirmations. Now, please give me a hand wave or something if any of you consistently and regularly practice positive affirmations. One or two, cool. I was kind of hoping it'd be less, just for my own personal ego. I was hoping to have a little bit more of an effect. So that's wonderful. I love that. So yeah, I imagine everybody is familiar with positive affirmations. I'll just give you a quick little definition just in case it's unclear, but they're essentially statements that are designed to be spoken out loud, and they're really intended to help encourage and motivate and improve or bring success to the person that is speaking them, okay? Kind of power statements, motivating statements, and energizing, most importantly. So my goal for today, I want to give you some tips on how to actually create your own positive affirmation list. Hopefully you'll get enough value out of this that you'll be inspired to start doing this on a regular basis, and hopefully, get the benefits that I've noticed from this practice in your own lives. So I'm going to start off by talking, excuse me, I'm going to start off by talking about 3 different approaches that I would recommend you take in order to create a positive affirmation list of your own. So the first one is what I call reversing the negative. Okay, so essentially what that means is that I imagine everybody here has some sort of negative thought that recurs, or self-doubts or insecurities that keep coming up. Whatever it is, I would really love for you, not necessarily right now, we'll have time for this later, but I want you to take some time, identify what those negative thoughts are, what those themes are, and reverse the negative. So let's just use money as an example. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh my God, I'm so broke, I can't afford that, I can't afford this, blah, blah, blah. Let's reverse that negative thought and change it into something like, I make more money than I've ever imagined, or money is flowing to me. Something like that, something powerful, something in the present, and something positive. Let's always keep it positive and present, okay? So reversing the negative, that's my favorite. It's not only really useful for creating a list, which if you didn't pick that up, we will be doing that at the end of this call. So be prepared mentally and emotionally. It's not only useful writing that list, but also throughout our day, if something pops up, something negative pops up, if that self-doubt starts popping up, we can reverse it in the moment. It doesn't have to be while we're formally reciting our list of positive affirmations. It could just be anything popping up, and once you start paying more attention and you notice that negative thoughts coming up, you can reverse it in the instance. Either verbally if you're not like in a business meeting, or at the very least in your head. And little by little, the more you do it, the more it becomes a little more common practice, and then less negativity and more positivity begins. So that's kind of the overall theme there. So anyways, reversing the negative is step number one. Option number two is another great one, which I think all of us can hopefully identify with, which is starting with a goal. So basing positive affirmations upon a personal goal or a business goal or a fitness goal or whatever is a really wonderful way to kind of incorporate. Sorry, I'm really bad at reading the chat. Oh, that's Rosie. That's my dog, Rosie. Yeah, I'm if you have a question or something, unmute yourself, because I'm going to avoid reading the chat because I just can't speak and read at the same time. It's not one of my strengths. So maybe I should do an affirmation on that right now. Just kidding. So starting with a goal, like I said, so let's think about this. Are there any goals that you have in your life? I imagine all of us are here for business purposes, right? So maybe there's some business goals we want. Why don't we turn those into affirmations? Solidify those thoughts, solidify the positivity around those thoughts and those goals. So, even like there's tons of established coaches here, so maybe you'll have a bit loftier goal. Whereas even brand new coaches, you could do something positive, something a little bit out of your comfort zone. For example, if I was a brand new coach, I would say my business is outrageously successful. Something powerful, something motivating, something kind of tangible in an energetic sort of way. And obviously everybody's goals are going to be different. So you think about your own personal goals, but that's another recommendation I have to base some of your affirmations around your individual goals. Okay. Now the third option is admittedly my least favorite. I find it to be a little less personal, a little less powerful, but it does have its time and place. And that's basically just to draw inspiration from others in the form of like Google searches or sample lists. Now, I do prefer the reverse the negative option and the start with the goal options because it is so personal to you. Whereas I think it can be a little disconnected if you're looking off other people's lists. But some people have a hard time wrapping their mind around this whole thing. And so sometimes seeing somebody else's list, seeing someone else's creativity and verbiage and how they choose to, describe their affirmations can sometimes be helpful. So I'm definitely throwing that out there. If you need a little creativity help, get the creative juices flowing, Google is a wonderful resource for that. So those are the three primary approaches that I recommend for creating your own positive affirmations list. Now, before we get into writing our own, there's a few things I wanted to go over briefly prior to creation. And that's basically that positive affirmations should be said, should be spoken in the present tense. So like I am, I love, I can, that sort of thing, instead of I will do, I want to, that sort of thing. Our rewiring of the brain, the chemical change happens in the present. A chemical change isn't going to happen now for something we want to happen later. It happens in the moment. So that's why we should essentially be speaking in the moment and reaping the benefits of that kind of presence that we're holding. So that's number one. Always speak in the present. It's really important. Number two is to write your affirmations with feeling and passion. I don't want you to just go through your affirmations just reciting them. Just reading them just because you feel like you should, or just because like I suggested you do, some guy you've never met before. Like, I want you to put together things that you can actually feel, that you can actually like draw energy from. Okay. An example of this is like, instead of having an affirmation like today is a good day, which just has no feeling behind it, have something like today is a great day because today more than ever I am unstoppable. Something with some heart, something with some feeling to it. I think you get the point. Also, repetition. Repetition is so key. I don't think I need to hammer this point home very much, but we all know like what happens with our clients that don't stick to their exercise programs, that don't stick to their nutrition programs. if they do it once or twice a week for 3 weeks and then quit, like, did they get any benefit from it? No, not really. Maybe a little, but not much. Certainly nothing long term. So it's the same sort of principle here. If you do feel benefits from this, the best thing you can do is to stay consistent and keep going with it. I'm going to give you a little homework assignment that obviously you're all grown adults. You don't have to do if you don't want to, but it's just a little push I'm going to give you at the end. Ideally, we're doing this multiple times a day, every single day. That's up to you, but that's my goal for you. That's what I would love for you. That's what I do, and I've noticed some significant changes in that regard. Now, the last thing I want to say before we get into creating our own lists, studies have been shown that positive affirmations are really beneficial, except when the affirmation feels like a lie. When it feels intangible, or not intangible, but when it feels unrealistic, when it feels so far away that there's no possible way, that doesn't appear to be helpful. Studies have shown that it's not helpful. And so I encourage you, while we're creating our list, while shooting for the stars a bit, to step out of our comfort zone a bit. Don't blow it way out of proportion. Like for me, I'm 5'7", so for my affirmation to be like I'm the best basketball player in the entire world, it's just super unrealistic. I don't believe it. My brain doesn't believe it. Nobody around me believes it. Like, zero benefit comes from that, right? So maybe I could like take baby steps, maybe find something a little bit out of my comfort zone that I could aim for. This is a really weird example. I don't even play basketball. I don't. This is just the things that happen on the fly, I guess. But I think you get the point. Keep your affirmations driving you forward, because we want to be progressing and changing, but not so far forward that it feels like a lie. That makes sense? All right. Any questions before we get into the little assignment that I have planned for you? Need clarity? Anything? Crystal clear? Yes. All right. So what I'm thinking, I'm not too concerned about volume. I don't want to have a list of like 15 to 20 things. I'd rather take time and focus on at least 3 like really beneficial, really powerful affirmations. So I don't know. You guys tell me if you want it differently, but I'm thinking 3 to 5 minutes. We'll just take time for you to all be quiet here, reflect a little bit, write down affirmations, and then we can kind of close after that. Does that sound all right? All right. So why don't I'm going to set an alarm for 4 minutes. Do you all have pen and paper, or, I guess you're all on a computer or a smartphone? So I'll give you 4 minutes to work on your affirmations. I'll be in the chat bar if you have any questions for me. And then after 4 minutes, I'll check in with you. If you still need some more time, we'll take it. Sound good, you guys? All right, 4 minutes starting now. Hey, you guys, that was about 4 minutes. Is anybody still working? Do you need any more time? Did everybody get something down? You feel good about it? All right, cool. So obviously that's a big step, the creation part. From here, it's reciting it. And so I already touched on a little bit of this. I recommend as much repetition as possible, so multiple times a day, so many days as you're able to get in. We already know they're supposed to be spoken out loud, so this can be a little tricky sometimes, especially for those of you with families and children, always someone around. Everybody's a little bit different. Some people love to do their affirmations right after they wake up in the morning while they're still in bed, starting their day off with that positivity. Others also like to do it before they go to sleep at night. One thing I don't personally do, but I kind of like the idea of, is some people write affirmations on Post-it notes and strategically place them around the house. So anytime you pass one of those Post-it notes, you say the affirmation there and then. You can also write things on mirrors and windows. So those are all fun little ideas to kind of help with the repetition and consistency. What I personally do that works best for me is anytime I'm in a car, I'm saying my affirmations. And I mean, I'm not doing it the whole time. It takes me maybe 3 minutes to get all of my most important ones out of the way. But on the way to work, on the way home from work, in between, grocery store, whatever, just hammer them out, and I notice a difference. In fact, Dana asked me to tell this one story I shared previously, and I actually really love this story, and hopefully it's a little motivating for you all. I was just about 2 weeks after I started really diving into positive affirmations. And my affirmations all over the place. They're business, they're personal, they're financial. And one of my favorite financial ones is money flows to me. And I even do the hand gestures. Like sometimes I'm driving with my knee, money flows to me. And I don't know why, it just feels more powerful. It feels more energetic that way. And just about 2 weeks after doing this, I was at the winery where I work, and I'm in a hospitality position. So I receive tips there. And there's just this one guy sitting alone, and he ends up, long story short, he ends up leaving me the largest tip I've ever received. He literally paid my mortgage in that one tip. And it's well over $1,000, and it was just out of nowhere. Sometimes massive tips can come from huge groups, but never like one single guy just sitting there. We just had a wonderful time. He bought tons of wine and left an insanely generous tip. And I'm like, the affirmations, man, those are really working. I don't know if you believe in the universe or what, but it just felt like the universe was kind of rewarding me for all that energy that I've been putting out there. And so anyways, I don't know if you noticed, when I started telling that story, when I was doing the money flows to me portion, I was saying it multiple times. And one thing that I like to do, and this is all personal preference, but some people just go down their list one at a time, saying one after the other. What I like to do is I like to start at the top and say that one 5 times before I move on to the next one. And the reason I like to do that is because with each time I say it, my energy builds, my belief builds a little bit more. Now I'm going to do you all a favor and make myself look like a total idiot. And I'm going to give you an example of one of my favorite ones. I'm going to say it 5 times, and hopefully you're going to be able to feel the energy growing as it does with me, okay? So this is actually the one that I touched on earlier. If you were paying attention, this might sound familiar. It's the one that I save for last every time. So I do all my affirmations, and this is the last one I do right before I get to work. Today is a great day because today more than ever I am unstoppable. Today is a great day because today more than ever I am unstoppable. Today is a great day because today more than ever I am unstoppable. Today is a great day because today more than ever I am unstoppable. Today is a great day because today more than ever I am unstoppable. Do you guys feel that? It's a little embarrassing to watch, I know. I'm sorry I put you through that. But it works. I got the chills, you guys. I seriously got the chills. So anyways, that's really my last recommendation I have for you guys. I love personally doing the 5 in a row and then moving on to the next one. It's just so energetic, so powerful. And I do want to open this up for questions if you guys have any. I also, if anybody is brave enough, I would love to hear some of the affirmations you wrote out. And if you're super, super brave, I would love to hear you repeat them 5 times if you want to, but no pressure on either request there. So any questions? Anybody want to share? Anybody want to recite theirs 5 times? It's no better time to embarrass yourself.
I'll embarrass myself, but I hope some other people will follow suit.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. So it's funny because I did hear Jake do this call once before for our team. He's done a few and they're outstanding. I actually asked him to speak on this topic because it was awesome. So, okay. I have 4 of them and 2 of them are maybe more business and the other 2 are just personal. So I'll just read you what they are. And again, it's not like what I think of myself. It's what I want to be. Okay. Yeah. So just disclaiming, I don't think of this of myself. Okay. I am a wife who loves and honors her husband. I am a wife who loves and honors her husband. I am a wife who loves and honors her husband. Okay. That was just 3 times, but I'll keep going. My children know they are loved by their mom. Can it be in that tense? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. My children know they are loved by their mom. My children know they are loved by their mom. And then the more business ones are, I contribute to the financial health of my family. And then the other one is, I lead with heart and draw like-minded people to me. Okay. Someone else go.
All right. Anybody else?
I'll share mine.
Wonderful.
All right, just read them. Do I have to do them 5 times?
That's up to you.
I think I'll just do them once because I have 10.
All right.
All right. I am an exceptional mom. I am an exceptional wife. I am a successful coach. I'm earning a 6-figure income. I am attracting like-minded, hardworking women onto my team. I am empowering and inspiring women every day. I am a strong and passionate team leader. I am organized and driven. I am earning Success Club trips every year. I am living my best life.
Love that.
Thank you.
Got the chills a little bit.
Me too.
Good. Means something's working.
I'll share one of mine.
All right.
I have a morning ritual that gives me a supercharged day.
I like that.
I'm working on mornings.
Miracle morning.
I'll share.
Yes.
I'm experiencing great success because I'm becoming my best self. I am a catalyst for positive change because I am passionate about doing so. I am immersed in unconditional love, and therefore that is what I give in return.
Love that. Are those cicadas that I hear behind you? Frogs?
It's the frog chorus.
All right, I like it. Saying their affirmations too. Is anybody else interested in sharing? Any questions? Stacy, you keep like touching towards the screen. I think you're going to unmute yourself, get excited, and then you pull away. You're muted, but I think you're apologizing for not sharing. All right, you guys, well, I don't want to keep you too long, but if anybody is interested in sharing, it's kind of a fun experience. But no pressure. Success, money, and happiness come easily for me. Yeah, I love that, Sherry. Thank you.
I guess I'd like to share if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
It all kind of stemmed from last night. I had a friend who told me she went with another Beachbody coach that she didn't even know I was a coach. And I'm like, I've been a coach for over a year now, and it just kind of hit me. And so I wrote down, it just devastated me last night. So I wrote, I can do this. Because that's where I was at. I was like, maybe I can't do this. if Ellen, I was so inspired by your website and your YouTube that's something that I wrote down. It's like, I says, I can do a website. I can do a YouTube. My passion is food. My passion. And so that's what I wrote. I says, I can do this. That was my number one. I can get more time. That was my other thing. It seems like I never have enough time, but I can get more time. I can be more organized. The other is like, I can pray more. That's something that I need to do. I need to pray more. I can share my passion of faith, food, and fitness. And I can inspire people. And then the last one is, I can love the way he loves, meaning my God. I can love the way he loves. So this was great. So thank you for sharing this.
No, thank you. That's some powerful stuff. Chills again.
Jake, can I share one quick thing?
Yes, please.
This is psychologically based, but it's also spiritual, emotional, everything. An example of the effect that the energy you have in your body, the attitude, the affirmations, just like you said, you could feel your energy grow. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been into a room where there were so many negative, dark people that you could just feel it bringing you down when you left that space?
Yeah.
And also been in a group of people, and maybe you were melancholy, but they were so elevated. And just like when we go to Summit, for instance, that it just makes you feel more alive just by being in that. Energy is a tangible thing that does have an effect on every facet of your life. That's all I wanted to say.
I love that. No, I absolutely agree. Thank you so much.
Can I chime in for a second?
Yes, please.
I want to say that thank you so much.
My
it's
pleasure.
Always a reminder. Hopefully my kids are okay for a second. Just a second. They're insanely loud. But this, Lukey, you will have to go near the room. Okay. So I will have to say that these negative thoughts, they sometimes we don't know where they come from, but I think it's really important that we constantly are aware that they're there and that we're saying the reverse. That's been probably one of the most powerful things that has been to me, because even to this day, I still have, you're okay. I'm in therapy and I still have to tell myself I am successful. You know what I mean? So you have to battle those negative things all the time. I'm sorry. This was great. So I'm going to go back on mute. This is great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I jump in again too? First of all, Holly, I have to just say I love that your kids are there making noise. It just makes you real. It just makes you real to us, because we always see you in such a perfect light that it makes me just feel. I think it's great.
And my youngest is naked, so I kept, because he stripped off his clothes in the middle, so I keep doing this. But seriously, it's just straight up madness in here. It doesn't matter what I put in front of them. They're in here in the kitchen with me. So whatever. Thank you.
I had a couple things to say, and then I also want to throw to Cam because she just turned her camera off, back on, and we have to hear her thoughts. But I have a couple things to say, and I want to just, I want to also just warn you guys, this has made me really emotional, so I'll see if I can keep it together. Mandy, I'm going to kind of address something you said in hopes that it touches others. I didn't really think I had it in me to do the website thing, and I didn't really think I had it in me to get my business to 7-star. I didn't really think I've had a lot of things in me. I didn't ask Cam. I didn't really think I had it in me to be accepted as a master trainer. That's why I didn't tell people I was auditioning, because I didn't want to have to tell them I didn't make the cut. a lot of things in my life that I'm actually proud of today, I really pretty much didn't think I could do it, but like part of me did. Just part of me thought like maybe. So my encouragement to you, in hopes that it's an encouragement to others, and even by way of reminder to myself, I don't think we have to always be convinced that we're going to do great things and like know it to our soul. I think that's why we need these positive affirmations, is to create more and drum up more belief. But I think we can accomplish great things with just like intermittent, like bubbles, where it bubbles up, where I know I can do it. Yeah. A little seed of faith. Yeah. So I don't know if that's an encouragement to you or not. But the other thing I want to say is, I think, and Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, with Mandy's affirmations, doesn't she need to make them present instead of I can? Okay. Read one of your affirmations again, Mandy.
I did said I can. I should say I will.
Okay. Read them with like, no, I am. Read it as I am. Read it.
Well, my first, I was like, I can do this. I
am doing this.
I'm able to do this. Is that with that?
I don't know. Jake is the pro. Jake.
I actually think I might have used I can in one of the examples, and that may have been misleading because I totally agree. I think the can weakens it a little bit. I think there's more power in I am doing this. So that was definitely my fault. I believe that I led you astray there. But yeah, I mean, I can is, I guess, technically present as well, but there's a little bit of power lost in it.
There's a little power loss. It's like, you guys, I'm not like, I don't think I'm an awesome wife, but my affirmation is I am an awesome wife who loves my husband and he feels my respect. But that's not like the truth. It's just, that's my affirmation. That's my best, what I want to be true. Right, Jake?
Yeah. Well, and one last thing, I don't know. We're getting into a slippery slope with like having affirmations for other people, with regards to like your children know that you love them.
Oh, okay. You're right.
I don't know. You're right. It's in the present tense, so it satisfies that, but I would want to like work through that a little bit and come up with something so it's still on you. It's your affirmation, but so it leads directly to them like feeling so overwhelming, like so much love from you that it's insane, you know? So I tweak my own, you guys, like constantly. Sometimes I notice myself saying a future tense thing, and so I bring it back around. So don't beat yourself up on any of this. It's a learning process constantly. But yeah, try and stay present, try and stay positive, and let's focus on ourselves.
Got it. That makes sense. Thank you for that. The last thing. Yeah, totally. And I can't control, like, even if I was loving, I can't control if my children feel that. So you're right. Okay. Totally right. Thank you. The last thing I want to say before I throw to Cam is I'm this call, you guys, just hearing you guys that unmuted, and it's just such a breath of fresh air to be around people like you. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad that we get to be together tonight like this. I know it's a computer screen, but I feel you guys, and I had a horrible day, and like you guys, the energy from you guys is just like medicine. So thank you. Cam, your thoughts?
Absolutely remarkable, Jake. Thank you so much for that. It's really crazy. I had so many thoughts, and one is gratitude, kind of like what Ellen shared. I like the direction that this call went. I think it just gave a really good feel to who we are, and actually the camaraderie and the bringing together and the people speaking out loud and talking in the present tense. Like, that gave me chills. I actually have like a little bit of butterflies in my stomach. It's really crazy right now, just because Ellen, you sharing almost your like self-limiting beliefs are kind of similar to what mine were. And Jake, I'm sure that you're aware, if you follow me on social media, that there's this person called Chris Downing that had a major influence and impact in my life. And he runs this program called The Power of I Am. And essentially, you're no different than what he's doing with a whole bunch of people, and he's accepting them into his program. So what you've kind of asked us to do here tonight is something that he asked people to do, and that's kind of like Chris's gift. And I definitely think that, Jake, you two have that same kind of gift, giving to people. So I'm going to share something with you. I don't think I wrote my affirmations correctly, but I'm actually going to hold it up to the screen. There's one other person that's seen this, and it is Chris Downing, and I'm going to be super vulnerable and right now share this postcard with you. And right there it says the words dream big. And if you can see it, it says 7/24/2017. And I'll read it to you. July 2017, I wrote, "You were made for more. You will film for BOD, and you will be cast for Shift Shop 2. July of 2017. And this sat at my desk. I don't believe I wrote the affirmation correctly, as I should have, or in the present tense, but it was something that I truly deeply believed in my heart that I wanted to do more. I wanted to be more. I wanted to impact more people. And I just looked at it every day. I didn't let it control or rule my life or rule what my day-to-day things did. But I just know that that had an impact. And I do want you guys to know, those that read yours out loud tonight, and really, truly the people that are taking this to heart and not thinking of it as fluff or something crazy. There's power in the I am, and there's power in the belief. And I think that that's kind of what separated maybe me from the people that like think that they want something more, is because I do think that it does come down to just that belief. I really, 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 truly do. And kind of like what Jake said at the beginning, like belief has a lot to do with consistency and repetition. And the more that you say it, the more that you do it, the more that you will believe it. So that's how I want just to like share that. Thank you so, so much. And definitely go back and re-listen to this call and redo your 3 to 5 minutes of silence. I think now maybe you'll find more power in it after hearing somebody else's, because you need to stay authentic to yourself and to really believe the words that you're speaking.
Thank you very much. Wow.
On the back of my postcard, it says, "You've got this."
You do. You absolutely do. You proved it. Yeah, thank you for sharing all that.
It's cool. I love this call tonight. So thank you for definitely stepping in and being a leader for not only Team Play Hard, your team, and plus my team and Holly's team as well. It means a lot to us.
Thanks for having me. Anything else before we wrap, you guys? Seems like a perfect place to end it. All right, you guys, once again, thank you so much for everything you shared. It was really nice to share this call with you. So thank you very much, and yeah, enjoy your night.